Hi everyone. Have you ever spent hours designing a presentation in Canva only to find your font completely messed up when you export to PowerPoint? Poof, what it looks like? Yeah, frustrating, right? It's pretty frustrating. Where in this video I will show you the best Canvas font that always works in PowerPoint, so you never have to deal with missing text or something that looks like this. Follow up. Okay, why do fonts disappear? First, we have to know the reason why this happens. And one of the common reasons is that Canva have their own fonts, while PowerPoint do have their own fonts. And one of the things is that when you're exporting from Canva to PowerPoint, some fonts won't transfer because they are not installed on your computer. And the reason is that PowerPoint only shows fonts installed in your computer, so that is why the two will not be able to match, and that is why you see that there's a missing text or sometimes the text are overlapped. But don't worry, there's a solution to that, and let's just stick to the fonts that are universally available both in Canvas and PowerPoint. So let's move to the fonts that are universally available both in Canvas and in PowerPoint. So you just go to where your font is, then you just go there like this. So you search. This is when you're in Canvas. You just do this. So these are the fonts. That are universally available both in Canvas and in PowerPoint. One of them is Bebas New. This one is pretty available. This one is good. If you use this font size, if you use this font when you are exporting your file to PowerPoint, it will stay intact. This is one of them. This is one of the fonts that are universally available for both Canva and PowerPoint. Another one is League Sparta. This one is great. This one is great. You can also use this one. Another one is Play Fair Display. This one is pretty amazing. This one is good. I will show you an example of where I used this one and everything was intact and pretty good. So this one is pretty good also. So another one is Merriweather. This one is pretty good. There's a lot of them, but I'm just going to show you this one. If you use any of these ones I just showed, I think that your presentation is going to be intact when you export it to PowerPoint. And these are the examples I'm talking about. This is an example of fair display. This one is the way I use it, the way I arrange it. When I export it to PowerPoint, this is PowerPoint. This is how it looks. Everything is intact. There is no overlap. Everything is pretty fine. There's no missing text compared to the previous one that I showed you guys where the text is overlapped. Look at the way it is overlapped, just overlapping one another. And if you use this kind of font, one of those fancy one, this is how it's going to look like. So this is why you should avoid those fancy fonts, because it's going to overlap or they're going to be missing text. We're talking about the fancy font. We have to talk about it because there are some list of fonts that we have to avoid whenever we are working on our presentation in Canva. One of those fonts are, you go to where your font is, like this one. So you can see that the one I was using is Play Fair Display. So you can see right here, you can see all the list of fancy all the list of fancy font that you should avoid. These are the list of them. There are so many of them. These ones, you cannot use any of these fonts if you know you're going to export it to PowerPoint, because PowerPoint does not have any of these fonts installed in your computer. And when you export using these fonts, they're going to definitely be a missing text, or they're going to be overlapping one another. So you should avoid any of these tests, especially the ones that are handwritten custom fonts, handwritten custom fonts like this. These are handwritten fonts. These are handwritten fonts. You should avoid them at all costs in order for you to have a better presentation slide when you export them, when you export it to PowerPoint. And talking about that, I'm going to be giving you pro tips of custom fonts. If you know you want to use custom fonts, and you want them to remain intact, what you have to do is pretty simple. After you've used that particular fonts that are fancy, that you like, and you want to use it, and it makes your presentation slide unique, this is what you have to do. So you just, after you're done designing your slide in Canva, so you just need to go to share, then you download. Then what you're going to do is that you're going to save it in PNG. Be sure to save it in PNG. Then once you have done that, and be sure that you click on this one, you press on this one, transparent background, because you want to be sure that your slide is going to be in transparent background, because after you've saved it, when you save it, then you download. Then once you download, it's going to be exactly the same way that you have designed it. So what you just need to do is that you just need to insert the PNG file in your PowerPoint. You just need to insert the PNG file into your PowerPoint, and everything will stay perfect. It will stay the same way that you have designed it. It will stay in the same way. But one thing you have to know is that the problem with this one is that you cannot edit it later on. You cannot edit it. It's going to remain the same way you have designed it, and that's how it's going to be in your PowerPoint. You will not be able to remove or add anything. Anyway, that is it. Now you know the best font for the best Canva font for PowerPoint, and how to avoid the missing text. And you also know the text that you have to avoid, and you also know the font. You also know the fonts that are universally available both in Canvas and in PowerPoint. If this helps you, you can just smash the like button and subscribe for more tips like this. If you have any question, you can drop it below and I will reply. Thank you.